We can get started here. Like to call the meeting to order for the Lafayette Township Board of Trustees and Fire District, May 1st, and it is 7:00 p.m. The notice requirements of Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code and the implementing rules adopted by the board pursuant thereto were complied with for the meeting. Roll call.
O'Neill here.
Warcola here.
Fullerton here. We can all stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
you. All right, we do have 3 sets of minutes up for approval. Let's start with the March 6th meeting minutes. I think Trustee O'Neill, you had put a hold on those.
Yeah, and they look good now since the corrections. I would motion to approve the March 6 minutes.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, March 6th, approved. April 3rd, meeting minutes. Any discussion, comments, anything? Anybody want to make a motion to approve those?
I'll motion to approve the April 3rd minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, April 3rd. And then we had a special meeting, April 14th. Anyone want a motion to,
I've read those. I don't have any questions. I would
Marty?
They were
motion to
good.
approve the April 14 minutes.
And I'll second the motion.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, April 14th approved. All right, consent agenda. Everyone's had time to read the reports.
Yes.
Any questions, comments, concerns, anything?
No.
Okay. Motion approved.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda reports, fiscal, fire district, police, service, and zoning.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, fiscal. Laura, anything that you'd like to add?
Just one thing, we got a dues request from Medina County Township Association. I don't remember seeing this in the past, but they are asking for $100 per active elected official, $50 for any employee of the township, or affiliated members being zoning boards and any other interested parties at $25 a person. So I don't know if you guys want to discuss that. Send that
And this is
down.
just, that's our Township Association meeting.
Right.
These two are new ones added in this year. So I would move that we would approve this for the 3 elected officials at $100 apiece.
4 elected officials or 3?
4, I'm sorry, 4. It's been a long day.
Or,
I'll second.
all right, all those in favor, aye.
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 All right. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
We're good.
All right. Service.
Here, there in April, we had 17 road signs that we had to go out and replace the posts due to the heavy or the high winds. We got the parking lot pretty much completed down there at Lions Park down there by the pavilion.
Hey, Rick, not to interrupt you, but when's the parts and pieces for the fencing and stuff coming in? Because you're going to do that next, right?
Yep, I've got everything in.
Okay.
It's just due to, now it's just a big weight game. It was getting dry enough that we could go do something to Subi. Now we'll have to move on to something else and wait for that project to dry up.
And then once you got that fence up, then you'll come back and top the parking lot up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Down there at, on Lance Road, the culvert down there, it's in between the railroad tracks and, Smith Road, culvert number 14. It's a concrete culvert, and it was silted in so bad that the water, the last heavy rain that we had, that the water didn't come up over the road. So we went down there and we dug all that out of that culvert down there. We put a lot of concrete back in there to kind of hold that. They need to quit farming the waterways. You know, the waterways are there for a reason, and that's where it just keeps silting in. So hopefully, I'm gonna talk to the one farmer that's doing it, maybe hopefully he can leave it, go back up the grass or get the water place to flow without, taking in all the topsoil. Right after the last meeting, we did have very high winds, that took the road signs, but it took off part of the roof down there at the Edmund building too, a lot of shingles. So, called the insurance adjuster, they come out and they looked at it and they replaced that roof. Because it was down to plywood was showing, and they had to repair some spots that were soft from before, so.
That went really fast.
They did a very nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf's parking lot, it's gonna need seal coat, the seal coat put on it this year. And to get to the Calabarium, Marty, let's say July, whenever it gets dry enough that I can get in there to,
Well, that's what I was wondering, would it be better just to wait until that's in to go back and do the seal? So we're not running back over top of it with all the other equipment?
the seat.
Mudded up and all?
No, it's no different than
Okay.
if we have to go up there and do a burial.
Okay.
We don't park on there, we don't drive the machines per se on the asphalt.
Okay.
So, yeah, the cost of sealing Waltz is gonna be $3,800. To seal it and restripe it, put the parking stripes back
Who is that?
in. Most paving.
Well, I would move to approve most to reseal that.
They've always done good work in the past, I would second.
They do. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right. Call most, have them put on the schedule.
All right. Oh, that's about it. Other than we started our mowing season, so.
Hey, Rick, I got a question on Carlton, this side of the,
Oh, yeah. the
Trussell.
train Trussell.
what, can you explain what, that culvert failed, and who put it in, what the heck's going on? I mean, that's,
That was done back in the 90s. I'd actually have to look at the drawing to see actually when it was done, but yeah, it did fail. It's crushed. I don't know how it gets. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it, but the pipe is crushed. Because I did get down in the manhole. It took a picture up through that pipe, and it is showing that that pipe is crushed. Now, I'm not sure how far. Could be the first section. Well, no, I know it's not the first. I know it's the first section and probably the third section. I know the third section is for sure, because that's the one that had that washout, and I dug it up.
Mhm.
And that is deep. That pipe's probably 6.5, 7 foot deep.
Rick and I went down there during heavy rains, raining 24/7, but one of the heavy rains, we went down there and the water was actually bubbling up and going over the road and washing the side of the road away.
Carlton?
Yeah, right there. We're like, so just had to wait for it to calm down to open it up to see what was going on, so.
Yeah, so hopefully, there again, you know, I just don't wanna open that can of worms right now with it being so muddy. It does need done. That is a must that it has to get done.
Okay. What else you got?
That's about it.
Okay. Fire. Chief.
All right, fire board, I'll stand over here. You got the run report in front of you. As far as fires go, we had one significant fire on Ryan Road down in the Seville. I get questions, why do we have this burn ban? And that was a good example. People had a brush fire going upwind of their barn on a windy day, and they left. They weren't even on scene, so, you know, I guess there were a few explosions in that barn before we got there, probably gasoline or propane tanks, something like that, but it pretty much, we lost that barn and whatever was in it, so, and it got into the woods too, because again, it was a windy day, so we were chasing it all over the woods quite a ways east of the fire, so. And highlights from everything else, we've got, our turnout time out of the station, 1 minute and 52 seconds on average. That's right where we're aiming for, so we're happy with that. Some training we did, they're right there, we did basic life support on the 11th. Had a real nice hose advancement and search and rescue drill right here in the fire station on the 19th, and then on the 24th, we were down in Westfield, training with them and Seville with water supply and drafting out of the dry hydrant on that big pond down there by the, I don't know if that's a campground down there or whatever that's called, near the soccer fields. And a couple of our people went down to a live burn training down in that great facility they have down there in Wayne County on the 25th. Breakfast is done. 4 weeks of it, and we're happy with the outcome of the breakfast. We had a lot of help from some of these people right here that helped us out a lot to get it done. So thanks for everybody that came and especially everybody that helped out. Our parking lot also needs resealing. We had it done once, right the year after we moved here, and then it's showing that signs again. And from what I understand, if you don't take care of it now, you'll pay for it later. So there's a pretty big bill on ours at $98.98 plus $875 to restripe. So
Is that with most as well?
that's all. Yes, most.
What was the number?
$98.98 for the resealing, $9,898 plus $875 for striping. We can save on the striping if everybody learns how to park.
Wishful thinking.
Including us. We have 3 firefighters starting their transition to firefighter 2 course tonight. Actually, they're over at the Career Center. That helps our fire department. So we're going to start hydrant testing when the weather cooperates a little better. It's not too fun to be out there walking around in the rain. So
You gonna put that on the sign, or let people know?
yeah, we put out notices, and in the villages we put signs out. Yeah. I think Lieutenant Berger was just asking me today about get it on Facebook, so it will help out.
Okay.
Most of the township we don't have trouble with dirty water, but I think in the village they do, because they've got those old water lines, and them and Gloria Glens, I think, both have some water trouble. If we knew what everybody's wash day was, we wouldn't do them on those days. Our apparatus, it's not on the report, a couple things I've added. We're gonna start our apparatus PM here pretty soon. That's an annual thing, just to get oil changes and, you know, some minor repairs to some things, nothing major that we see right now, but regular preventative maintenance. We do them one at a time. And then we got a deal from, I'm told it's a deal, from Safety Services. Somehow somebody ordered a fan, a positive pressure fan that's battery operated, and somehow 2 of them got ordered, so they have an extra fan. It's supposed to be $6,800 fan. They want to sell it to us for $4,800. So, seems like a good idea. The advantage of a battery fan, and I know they last, we get pretty good time out of them as far as how long they'll run on a battery, or one battery, and we have, well, I think it comes with 2. But if you're running a gasoline fan, you're actually putting carbon monoxide into the house, because the carbon monoxide is produced by the gasoline internal combustion engine, ends up in the structure. So if we're clearing out a house, especially with, that has a gas leak internal in the house, yeah, we get the gas out of there, but then we've introduced some CO right into the house, and you just don't have that with a battery operated. They work just as good as a gasoline one, so.
This is the one you and I had spoke about, right?
So,
And kind of need to move quickly on it.
yeah, they've been holding it for us because I said, I think we can buy it, but so, they would like to know, they called this morning, wanted to know when the trustee meeting was, so
And you said it's 4,800?
it's $4,800.
I would motion to approve the $4,800 for the battery operated fan.
Do we have funding for that, chief? I mean, do we have enough?
I think so, yeah.
Chris?
I think so.
Okay. I'd second the motion then.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye?
Aye, aye.
Aye.
All right, chief. Grab it.
That's all I have. Anybody, any questions?
Yeah, Chief, I've got one. This goes back probably 5 years or so. Down in Wayne County at the Fire Training Center, they had a day where non-firefighters got to go down and go through like 4 or 5 different fire stations. Going up in a ladder truck, doing a vehicle extraction, door knockdowns, and actually suiting up with the SPCA going into a burning building. Do you know if they're doing another one of those, or when the next one is gonna be?
I haven't heard anything like that. Nothing.
And this was, I'm gonna say,
I think I remember you going down.
I mean, it was really, really an eye-opening experience. And the reason I'm asking is, Ty, you and Chris, I think that would be awesome to go down and do that.
I'd like to go and watch.
It really gives you a real sense of some of the stuff you guys have to go through. I don't remember the cost of it off the top of my head, but whatever it was really worth it just for that experience. Could you check?
I haven't seen any correspondence like that or about anything, but I think that came to U.S. trustees at the time, that
It may have, it may have.
an opportunity.
I just didn't know if that was something that, if you were familiar with, to do that like an annual basis, or was that just kind of a one-time they tried it, or?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have something to tell Kim. Diane Winslow, they finally fixed the gas leak.
Hallelujah.
1 week from a year. It was in the middle of the railroad track, there was a gas leak.
Yeah, I guess they prioritize them in some,
Oh,
so.
yeah. A year, May 4th is when I called.
Yeah. That's good. Good.
Yeah.
Thanks, chief. Police.
We had 437 law incidents last month. There was some mention at the last meeting about a lot of things going on at Palker Road address that we weren't being told about. So we did suggest that they start calling, and some of the disturbances were happening. We had 4 calls to that address. We had 3 separate arrests on 3 separate occasions at that address. One involved the suspect fleeing through the woods. We had 6 officers respond. We deployed a drone and we located the suspect in the backyard on Columbia Road. This is a good example of when the public contacts us and works with us, and we would not have been able to make that case against that. The help of the neighbors and the complainants and the callers who called that in. We also have a new officer to swear in tonight, Bailey Hagan. He grew up in Strongsville. He's a recent grad of the Tri-C Police Academy. He began his field training last week, and he should be out on his own in about 12 to 14 weeks. So this is Bailey. We'd like to swear him in tonight.
Come on up.
These cops are getting younger.
Make this easy for
They don't want to carry guns.
you. I'll give you one to log with
Okay, perfect.
you. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I
I, Bailey Hagan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the resolutions of Lafayette Township.
and the resolutions of Lafayette Township.
I will faithfully discharge the duties of a police officer for Lafayette Township,
I will faithfully discharge the duties of a police officer for Lafayette Township,
to which I have been appointed according to law and to the best of my ability.
to which I have been appointed according to the law and to the best of my ability,
Consistent with its contract with the City of Medina Police Department.
consistent with its contract with the City of Medina Police Department.
Remember that, that's where you're at. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Sign both of those and take one back with you.
Perfect, just above that?
Yeah. We can always sign this one, keep it here. You can keep the pen.
Sure?
Sure.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Perfect, thank you for having me.
All right. Lieutenant, anything else?
No, that's all I have. Unless you have a question.
Thank you. Zoning.
Excuse me. So far, as of the end of April, the fees collected have been $14,437.75. And the estimated value of the township of construction is $7,841,746.60. I think the weather is causing a lot of slowdowns, but anyway. I wasn't at the meeting in April because I had surgery that morning, but I did hear there were some issues that were incorrectly presented, and I want to make sure that it is corrected. I understand there were numerous people that said that they had called the county and they supposedly got an answer that said they were not looking at fences over 6 feet. I did call the county and it took me about 2 minutes to have them find the statute and to email it to me. It's section 102.10, work exempt from approval. Approval shall not be required for the following. Number 2, fences not over 6 feet, excuse me, fences not over 6 feet high. In other words, anything under 6 feet, they could care less, it's up to the township. Anything over 6 feet, they require a permit, and I have a copy here that I can give you of that. And the other item, there was an individual that claimed that he hasn't gotten a response in 2 months. And I have a copy here of the email of the request that I received on Tuesday, March 7th at 12:53 p.m. And March 6th at 10:18 PM at night, asking for the information, and on Tuesday, March 7th at noon, 12:53, I sent a response. So it wasn't 2 months, it was not even 24 hours. The problem, I think, is he didn't like the answer, but it was answered, and asking that question 10, 15 times is not going to change the answer, so.
Alice, can I see that, since you're talking about it, because I never got an email.
Well, you're CC'd on it, so you should have,
Okay, cool, no, that's great.
okay?
Maybe Yahoo just missed that one.
Well, I don't know, but
Thank you.
here is for the,
Thanks.
yeah, I think that these hands to work, it would be a lot easier. Give one to, okay. And I did email you a copy of this, so you should have it. So I hope that clears up some misinformation. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Correspondence, anybody? Marty?
No.
Chris?
No.
All right, new business was the admin building roof insurance, but we already talked about that with Rick, under Rick's report, so
Stole your
insurance,
thunder, didn't you?
he did,
Yeah, he's like that.
but insurance covered the whole thing, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Any other new business that didn't make the print?
Something I thought about, it's not a huge deal, but last year, I believe we voted to allow the Lions Club at Chippewa to use the lots down there at the corner of Lake and Chip
Oh,
for
for
their plant
Mother's
sale.
Day?
I would like to make a motion to allow them to do that again this year, which I think is this coming weekend.
I'll second the motion.
Yep, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, all right.
Chris, you're gonna contact him, let him know?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
contact them.
Is that all you got on new? All right. Old business?
Parker Road, after our meeting on the 14th, a couple weeks ago, we sent out notices to the lien holders on file. As of April 28th, the 7-day notice period was up, so we began cleaning up that property today. Rick was out there with his guys, took, I think, 15 truckloads out, plus a 40-yard box. Yeah, so,
15 truckloads?
yeah.
Did you get behind the house yet, or is that all?
No, we got up,
I mean, I don't mean that jokingly, I'm just asking.
no, we got up to the house, though.
It's a massive improvement.
But we'll
Thank you.
plan on being there tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we'll be there for a while.
Thank you.
Great job.
Great job. Teamwork.
Well, I was looking at Bill when I said that, not you.
Was Bill supervising?
Yeah, right.
All right, any other old business?
Not for me.
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. Public participation. Yep, Steve, you want to go to the?
Sure.
I said your name, but just state it for the record.
Sure.
Sorry.
Steve Lemansky, 6755 Lake Road. I just had a quick question. There were, in the past, during the summertime, the township used to put on a shredding event where people could bring in documents to be shredded, and I was wondering if that was maybe going to be considered to be done again this summer.
We talked about that last year, didn't we? I
We
can't
did.
remember exactly.
We did. If I remember right, the cost for it was starting to get high. And what we used to do is we'd combine it at the same time that we did the one-day cleanup.
Okay?
And so it was all, the shredder was down there, you come down, dump your
Yeah,
junk.
remember we came down to where the old,
Right,
where
right.
the business.
It was
yeah.
all set up there.
Right.
And part of the issue was, part of the, not problem, the concern was what day would we do it? Because
Okay.
you can't just drop stuff off.
Right.
Because then you don't know it's being, properly taken care of and all. So you gotta get a shredder truck there for the day and trying to pick a day that would be right. I mean, we at one point talked about, well, maybe we do it on, on election day.
Yeah.
And
I
thought, no,
thought
that'd
the
be a
last time, I
nightmare.
think we did it like on a Saturday, on a weekend.
Well,
Not a special
No,
weekend,
we
just on a
did.
Saturday.
We did, but it was the same Saturday that we did down at the,
Right.
at the landfill, or at the
Yeah.
recycle center. So we kind of rolled it all into one.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea to do. I mean,
Yeah.
we used to get amazing how much paper would come in.
Oh, yeah.
But we had some people with darn near a trailer
Oh, yeah.
loaded with boxes of paper. So we can certainly look at doing that.
Yeah. I have quite a few myself, because I have a tendency to keep things for a long time.
Legion
All right, thank
posted
you.
a note they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when, I saw it in the paper a few days
The
ago.
VFW on Jefferson, I think it is.
Legion Hall on
Yeah,
Broadway.
Broadview, I'm sorry.
Broadway.
They do it once or twice a year, and if you sign up for it, they call you. One of them actually call and tell you the date. It's this Saturday from 9 to noon. They don't charge anything, but they're certainly looking for donations, so, but I've been using that for some time, ever since things have dried up. You don't have
If
to
you
go
guys are
on
okay with it,
VFW.
I'll see if I can get something set up.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Good
It'll
deal.
be good. All right. Anybody else?
Kathy Byrne, Palker Road. I want to first thank the board for helping getting that place cleaned up over there. They're doing a phenomenal job. And I wanted to thank Chief also about your men coming out. The disturbance we had over there was caused by a Class 3 sexual offender that was living in that trailer. So thank goodness you were able to pick him up, and I do appreciate that. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Actually, I'm glad you brought that trailer up. I had stopped out there a couple times today, just to check on Rick, make sure everyone's doing okay. My question would be to Bill. That trailer, I mean, flat tires, it's like all the windows are busted out. It's not movable. The boat wouldn't float. Can we just throw that into the dumpster?
Those are generally titled personal property. That's not generally where you're aimed at for that type of a cleanup. Now, we now got confirmation somebody's living there, we can't take action zoning wise to stop that.
I think
that
it's
would
in
be-
jail.
Well, I think the
Yeah, I think
police,
now. Yeah,
didn't you
Because today
guys,
they
There's
removed,
nobody
but-
there now.
She was served today with, she's not allowed to be on the property, so she should be gone. Claiming ownership of the trailer and says she'll be back to pick it up in
Perfect.
the next couple of days.
Can she take the boat too?
I'm not sure if that's possible, if it's going to be able to be towed out, but that was the conversation.
okay, all right, okay.
The time when I met with Mr. Palker, and I believe also when we met on that one day, Senior, he wants that boat out of there, and he kept saying he was gonna try to go over and pick it up and dump it in a dumpster, so it is obviously personal property, but if you wanna see if it can get rid of, if Senior says,
I spoke with him today. He's got somebody, he wants it to use it for something else other than a boat.
so it's
but-
going, yeah, Senior can get
So they
rid of
say.
it,
As
yeah.
long as it's gold.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be careful with all this rain, it might sink before, or it might float away. You're lucky.
Okay. All right, anybody else?
I'm not gonna stand it.
Could you come up to the
Chase Burwell.
podium, please?
No, thank you.
Isn't that the requirement?
That's our requirement for the meeting. You stand up there.
Go stand up there.
All right, so, I mean, it's no secret that I've got some back injuries I've been dealing with this year.
Okay.
I asked to stay seated, but you guys could be
Yep, there you
as
go.
rude as you need. I just, kind of just curious, Laura, did you receive this email, do you know, from Alice? Because I just double checked. I never received this email, it doesn't have my email address on it.
Can I see it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Your email is on there,
It just has my name.
yes, but that's because you are, you are in, look, no, I gave, oh, there is one here, yeah.
Everything, all the other emails that I did.
Well, if you look at the bottom email,
never knocked
which
out.
is what I got from, Laura,
I was
it
just curious
has
if you
your
could
name
double-check my
and,
email address through your register, just to make sure that I don't have this issue
well,
again.
no,
That's
what
all
I'm
asking.
saying is, her email had your, address on it, and I just forwarded it to everybody, so you're
I've never not got an email that somebody said they sent.
right there, March 6th. So I have to assume, because she had your email address on there and sent it to you, when I forwarded back to all parties, you should have gotten a copy. So if you didn't, I wouldn't know. It didn't come back.
I'm just asking right now if I could just politely ask you to double check to make sure for future correspondences that you have the correct email address for me. Because there's obviously a mistake, so that's all.
Let me see,
'Cause
your
it wasn't-
email address is,
Well, before you say that, Alice,
oh yeah, I'm right.
just let him read it, make sure it's
Well, he
correct.
should have a copy of it
Well,
there
but
with
just,
it on.
this way he
Okay.
can verify.
Well, correct, it's on the email from Laura, but it's not on the email from you. So if you send me an email separately from the email I sent to Laura, right, the email I sent to Laura has my address on it.
Correct, and
The
I
email you
forward-
sent to me,
No, I forwarded to all, which means all the addresses she sent it to
I'm not
should have
computer
gotten it.
literate enough to know, but that's not what that says, I don't believe.
Well, that's,
Is that your correct email address, though,
It's
Chase?
not on the thread that I've got on my
Well, no,
phone,
the-
it's
the
not
one
on the
that-
thread I have on my computer.
Okay, but the paper she showed you, you wanted her to make sure she has your correct email address.
Correct.
I just want to make sure she does.
what is the correct
The
email?
email from Laura has the correct email address. The email from Mrs. Strojan doesn't have my email address on it.
It
It's
has,
just, it's a forward
You
of it
can't-
though, so.
you can't read
it's
it
a
out loud.
forward and a
So wouldn't it
forward.
be automatically connected to the forward that's on my phone if that was the case?
Should have been.
It should be, and if it was incorrect, it would have come back saying that it was on deliverable, and that never, I never
So
got.
the subject, I don't believe it's a forward. We can just dismiss it. It's not a forward. It's an art, it's,
It's a reply to all,
okay.
and reply to all means whatever addresses are on the message, you reply to all. Should get it, and your name is up there, so.
Okay. While I'm up here then, any other correspondence that I would need to file public records request for in regards to 6280? I didn't know if there's any headway.
On the same subject?
Yeah.
No, we have, I haven't talked to him since then, have you, Bill?
No,
No.
I hadn't heard
So
a word.
then, when's your next zoning meeting, Mrs. Strogan?
I don't have a zoning meeting, the zoning commission meets on the second Tuesday of the month,
So yeah, so it'll be next Tuesday,
yeah,
correct?
a week from tomorrow.
Okay. Will you be there personally at that
I
meeting?
do try to be at those meetings, yes.
Okay, because it was mentioned at the last meeting that we were going to meet this meeting in order to discuss the definition of backlot in a commercial sense. Does that ring a bell? Does that sound familiar?
They talked about, it, I don't know what they set the meeting up for.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
they're
I
gonna go-
wasn't at the
They're gonna
last
go
meeting.
after
I
the,
had
I know they're going over the
surgery,
new
so I
code
don't know.
that came back with comments
Okay.
and some other things, but I don't know specifically whether backlots is gonna be a topic yet.
Okay. And then in regards to that, then, is there any, like, update on the current zoning code for current progress? of
That's what they're gonna
projects?
talk about Tuesday, it's back from the
So
planning.
they do have it?
Supposedly, Rick, you got it back, right?
We're getting our voluntary.
Right, you're getting there, yeah,
It-
Then we
it's-
have
the
to work
informal
on-
review is coming, it comes back.
Informal review.
Okay, so like as of right now, where do we stand zoning wise for permits and things like that? We're still basing everything off of
The old code.
the old code?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the old book holds sway until we get all through the next round of doing a formal review, then coming back, and then I've got to do a public hearing and to let people know the changes that we're going to be making or that we're suggesting.
Sure.
Because technically, we don't make the changes, the trustees do.
Right.
Okay, so that's the process that we're
All right, cool, appreciate that. All right, thanks. And then, could you just do me a favor and see if you got that email?
I did notice it.
Yeah, you have it? Is it a forward? It's on that same,
It's a reply. Reply all.
so it's on that same thread?
Yeah, look, if I click here, and
It's the
that's
same
the
address.
email, that's where it went. Is that your email address?
Yeah, it's my email address. It's not on my phone.
You might wanna check spam, because I got a couple I told them I never got.
They went to.
For some- After all that they mailed me, it never went to spam, those reason went to spam.
All right, I'll double check, but, thank you. Thank you.
All right, anybody else?
Read it so nicely.
Okay. All right, I'd like to make a motion to break for executive session.
I'll second the motion.
Oh, roll call.
Whoop, got to
Whoop,
say
for
for
what
this
reason?
purpose.
Oh,
For
yeah,
reason.
yeah. Pursuant to ORC 121.22 G1, disciplinary, hiring, firing. Roll call.
O'Neill, yes?
Warcola, yes?
Fullerton, yes. In attendance will be the 3 trustees, fiscal officer, law director, Chief Holzman, and then once we're done with Chief, then we'll have Sherry Minky come in. And the time is 7:40.
I hope we're all still
All right, we're back out of executive session. It's 8:56 PM. No decisions were made in there. Do we have a motion to adjourn and pay the
I
warrants?
would move that we adjourn and pay the warrants of the township.
I asked a question that I didn't know I needed to ask. Does anybody have a clue what this is? It was in my mailbox. No name, no phone number, I have no idea.
It came in today, was left in the silver mailbox out in front of the admin building in an Aeropostale bag. There was nothing else in the bag with it.
It's definitely in Chippewa Village, I don't know why. I mean, is it something that you guys are collaborating with, or?
No idea what that is.
Not on.
What's the address of the property we're selling? Can we look at something?
597 Lake Road.
It's definitely in the
I don't
village.
know.
I know
I have no idea.
where miscellaneous things I don't know belong, and I think that's where that's gonna go, so someone knows what it's for.
You know, somebody will, if they're interested, they'll holler back.
There was no name, no address, no phone number. I mean, there's an address, but how we got it, I don't know.
All right.
Okay, I'm done, thank you.
Who's gonna second Chris's motion?
I didn't.
Or Marty made.
Motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn, pay the warrants. I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, adjourned. Chris here.
That's the only reason she stuck around.
Frankly, I just kind of slipped my mind. So
Oh, wait a minute.
And that might be what it is, because I filled it out through the ETA. They said they were. Demolition.
Yeah, they're gonna demolition, so we're gonna redo it.
Membership in Demolition Road.
are you aware of that?
Gotta be down there.
I'm trying to spot see what it looks like. If I can spot it.
Because I think they do, well, I think it's this one right here.
It's by the gas station, I think.
Whatever, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's definitely in the village.
$25 over here.
Good night.
West side of the road, right?
Hey, Mary.
The whole get help.
Three digits.
Three digits is the village, yeah.
I'm trying.
Did you look
sure?
at that?
I need
Drive by that
that.
house?
I tried to make 3 loops around if I realized what it was.
You're a bad influence.
And I finally figured it out.
Bushes. 30 years ago, there was a house that was built in like.
And I was shocked I had a roommate for one. And I didn't know this person, number two.
At least it was a woman.
Pays attention.
Hey, we were all about, yeah, well, can't sure what it was either.
By the way, that's the backstory. People said to
But
go
Mary's
ahead.
taking over. So yeah, if you could let her know whenever she gets to
Corner lot.
following, like I said,
When they were
Because I
building
used
the
to get the
corner,
OTA
it fell off, the story goes. I've heard it from many people, so I have to take it for gospel.
Oh, that's
It
different.
fell off the trailer.
no, I think it's the.
This is the,
Right, it's this one right here, the affiliate members.
right,
Because
but
right
this
now.
is the township association.
Yeah, you're
You're talking about the OTA, state
Too
OTA.
much trouble, too costly to move, so that's
Well,
what
maybe,
it's
the
in.
reason I say
That's
is
the
because when
difference.
you.
And the lot
Because I always do
that-
through the state before,
Yeah, that's what-
but when you do it on the state,
here's somewhere
it
it talks
says
about
that it'll be
The lot
referred
that's
to the
supposed to
county,
have the house has
to
the
your county
road.
chapter
going
to
through
set it up. So
it.
I
So they just